Finally, I would like to reach back to the year 1659, and yet another of my servant characters in the play The Precious Young Maidens. I was to play the character of Masquerade, who is the serving man to a fellow who has been spurned by these same precious young maidens. In exacting his revenge, he sends his servant to pay a social call on these young ladies, dressed in his own clothing and masquerading as a nobleman. It is a shame, quite true, not to be first, to know each thing composed in prose or verse. But do not fear, my heart for you commits to set up an academy of wits. I promise there won't be the slightest scrap of verse in Paris which won't find your laugh. In fact, myself, I dabble here and there when I've the mood to trifle or to dare. There are 200 songs of my composure, next to my sonnets gaining broad exposure, 1,000 epigrams and madrigals, not counting prose caricatures and riddles. Caricatures are never really quite as simple to compose as someone might suppose, but I will show you some of mine, which you may find quite deep in their design. Is it the riddles that you find most charming? Ah, those can be complex and quite disarming, but madrigals are what I'm famous for. Why, even now I'm working on a score for a madrigal of history of Rome. In my heart, that work will have its home. You'll have a copy once I've had it printed. I promise you, as soon as it's been minted, I'll send you one bound in the finest leather. You see, I have to throw these things together to please the booksellers, who get upset when they can't sell the latest thing to get. But I must tell of an improvisation which I made up upon an inspiration just yesterday while visiting a duchess who loves this sort of writing, insomuch as I wrote it for her right there on the spot. Improvisations are the breath of thought. Do listen while I work through this convention. I beg you give me your most rapt attention. I contemplated here, completely off my guard, with nothing else about or near. It quickly hit me hard. Your eye, so sly, I did espy. With speed beyond belief, you stole my heart, and now I cry, "Stop thief! Stop thief! Stop thief!" You hear how I started it? Like something frightful, startling, you know? It's almost like a man who found something to make him release a sound. He says. Discovery, surprise. Yes, gives it a gallant guise. Indeed it does. I'd rather those ohs than any epic poem I'd compose. But how about I contemplated here. I contemplated here, as free from fear. I contemplated here. No pain, no doubt, completely off my guard. No cause to shout, completely off my guard, just like a sheep. It quickly hit me hard. It is to weep. It quickly hit me hard, as if to say that there was pain in my delight that day. Your eye, so sly, I did espy. How's that? Does that not keep the verse from reading flat? What do you think? Is it not excellent? A spy, to look, to sneak a peek. I meant to summon up a mouse who sees a cat. The very image, yes, you noticed that. With speed beyond belief, just to convey the quickness with which all this came in play. You stole my heart, to take, to snatch, to plunder, and tell me now, did you catch this, I wonder? I finished off, stop thief! Stop thief! Stop thief! Would you not hear this with the firm belief? It's shouted by a man now in the chase to catch a thief who runs a faster pace. As though the man had stolen of his chief possession, thus, stop thief! Stop thief! Stop thief! I must say that it's brilliantly deposed. I'll sing it to the air that I've composed. What? Music? Study me? No, not a bit. You must know that a noble must acquit himself of quality's true ring by knowing all, but not to learn a thing. You must have known that, obviously, yes. Do tell me if it suits you more or less. La. I beg that you forgive my furtive caw. The harsh brutality of this wet season quite violates my voice beyond all reason. No matter. 'Tis a lilting, folksy air, and here, twixt friends, such discord we might dare. Oh, I contemplated here, completely off my guard, with nothing else about or near, it quickly hit me hard. Your eyes so sly, I did espy, with speed beyond belief, you stole my heart, and now I cry. Stop thief! Stop thief! Stop thief! Is this thought not elegantly tuned? Stop thief! And then, as one who feels a wound, stop thief! And then, now running out of breath, stop. A small collapse, a little death. It's, as you know, the height of all great heights, the highest height, a height which may ignite a highness over other elevations. It's marvelous, I am in palpitations, it leaves me breathless, buoyant, and yet burning. It's inborn with no study and or learning. Fair ladies, if you'd hear my fond proposal, I am hereafter at your fair disposal to take you to a play, if you desire. There is a playwright whom I most admire, whose work is in rehearsal. I was hoping that you might come with me to see it open. You must come with, you cannot here refuse. I must, however, beg that you'll excuse if I clap with conviction and with vigor. I told the author I would be a figure pronounced in acclamation of his craft, just as at other shows I cheered and laughed. Now that you know, you must make your design to raise a cry at every single line. You know, I too have penned a little masque. What troupe? Oh my, oh dear, oh, need you ask? The Grands Comédiens of the Hôtel de Bourgogne, of course. They so excel No other troupe around might so succeed in doing justice to the words they read. Those other troupes but copy after nature, while the comedians cry out with rage or make all their verses thrill. And then they wait. For each reaction they anticipate. To cue the audience to laugh or cheer, for how else might you know what you might hear if they don't let you know that it's now time to make some noise or to cry out, "Sublime!" Oh yes, that is the way to tell the crowd the beauty of a work, both clear and loud. Such things are valued only in perspective of how the players make it more effective.